Okay, good morning, good evening, everyone. Let's go ahead and start. If you have any questions in the previous session, you can ask me. Any questions in the previous session? Any questions in the previous session? Okay. Okay, so that's fine. So let's go ahead and start the stuff. Let's see who all join. Okay, so Sai, Venu, still Danu is not there. Okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead and open my Eclipse. Okay, so today we'll talk about something called best practices. Today we'll talk about how to develop a best practice application. Do we have, Okay. So today we will be talking about the best practice application. So what does it mean? So you need to pay attention. You need to pay a lot of steps. How to develop or explain application development are the best practices. So that means if at all you are developing a project, you have some best practices. What are all the things you need to do? Okay, I'm repeating this again. Let's say you are developing a project. If at all you are developing a project, you need to make it as an application. Whenever you develop a project, you will be making it as an application. Once you make it as an application, what is the application? What is the application? Anyone? So I'm saying I'm developing a project. So now I'm telling you, whenever we develop a project, we need to make it as an application. Why I need to make it as an application? So we need to understand what is the application first. Then we can understand more. So therefore, before we understand the application, let me run the application whatever I am supposed to cover in this class. Okay. So if you look at here, this is what the application I would like to cover. If you look at here, this is what the application I would like to cover. What happened? Browser is not responding. You guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, we are able to see.
Yesterday also Sunil not joined, right? What happened to him? Okay, so this is what I would like to cover. Looks my browser is not responding. Oh. Let me try the Firefox. No, it is also same. Firefox is having trouble to fix this and all. So there is something, I don't know. Just now it is stuck in the browser. Maybe I need to restart it. So the best part is, let me restart quickly because I don't think so these are all going to, even though it is resolved now, again in the middle it is going to start again. Let me restart. So I'll back in another, I think it will take 3-4 minutes. Let's see how soon I can. So I'm dropping and I'll rejoin again. So it consists of a lot of meaning. Let's try to understand one by one. I'm repeating this again. So if you want to develop this kind of application, it requires a lot of understanding and a lot of new terminologies. Let's try to understand one by one. Okay. So what are we trying to do here? So I developed one application and we are running the application. Once we run the application, we'll see the list of the products available in the left side. This is what the Fiori look and feel is. This is what the Fiori look and feel is. Let's see what are all available here. What are all the features available here? Please pay attention. Let's see what are all the features available here. This is also called as Fiori look and feel. And remember this, Fiori look and feel will have master detail relationship. If you look at here, the left side is nothing but the master. The right side portion is nothing but the detail. So therefore, the design pattern, what it follows is master detail design pattern. So how to achieve this kind of master detail? If you look at here, it is fixed. The left side is fixed. And so on, so on. So right now I am in the desktop. If you go for some mobile browser, look at this how it looks. Let's say online, okay, online Android emulators or simulators. Let's take something. Okay, so the same application, if you run in the tablets, this is in the desktop right now. So now I am in the mobile. So if you run in the mobile, what happens? Look at here. If you run in the mobile, what happens? Look at here. Look at this one, products. Okay, so please look at here. In the desktop browsers or in the desktop, what is happening? The products and the detail page. The product and the detail page is like this. That means product will take some of the space and the details will take the rest of the space. Let's say 30/70. Let's say 30/70. The same applications, when you try to hit from the device, and this is how it comes. And once you click on this one, the details will be expanded. If you want more details from the main, then you can click on this, then come back to the detail section. So here you have menus. So once you click on this one, you will get list of the products. That means the main page, master page. From the master page, you can select one product. So once you select a product from the master page, the details page will be loaded. The details page will have two things called suppliers and categories. That means there is a product. A product is supplied. Every product will have some suppliers. Let's say we have a product called Lux. So there are many suppliers. And a product is also have many categories. Okay, a product can have many categories. So therefore, I would like to show what are the categories available for that product, what are the suppliers, who are the suppliers, and what are the categories. So those things I will be showing in the detail section. So therefore, if I click on this one, I will get the master page. That's nothing but the list of the products. Once I click on this one, I will be getting the details page. So the details page will have suppliers information and the categories information. The details page will have suppliers information and the categories information. Okay. Now, if you look at the same one in the tablet, how it looks. Let me go to the tablet. Okay, so many cases the tablet look and feel and desktop look and feel will be same. Many cases the tablet look and feel and desktop look and feel will be same. Look at here, I am running in the tablet. See, it's having more or similar look and feel of desktop. So if you have lesser tablets, then that's a different matter altogether. Okay, so therefore many cases your desktop look and feel will be same as, or your tablet look and feel will be same as desktop look and feel. So in the desktop, in the tablet, what is happening? So once you click on the milk, milk is already loaded. So I click on the soda. So then there are, what are the suppliers available for the soda and what are the categories? These are some of the features implemented already. So that means what? So the step 1. So let's try to understand. We developed an application using a design pattern called master detail design pattern. We designed the application called what is this? Or we developed one application using a design pattern called master detail relationship. So this is a master and this is a detail. So master contains what? List of the products. Then there are two details, supplier and categories. So therefore, total how many views are there? Tell me. Total how many views are there? Tell me now. Please understand the application. You need to understand the theory more. Then only you can start developing the code. If you look at here, this is a master page. This is a detail page. Detail page is again having suppliers information and categories information. So therefore, how many views are there right now? And which is the master page? Products page. Which is the details page? Suppliers. Okay, categories. So therefore, 3 views are there. Therefore, 3 views are there. Now, what is the next feature? Look at here. I would like to add a product. If I would like to add a product, click on this plus. See, if you want to develop application which is suitable for the mobiles and desktops, please don't use the buttons called add, submit, all these things. I mean, add, remove, that kind of buttons don't use. Nowadays only symbols. Now I would like to add a product. If you would like to add a product, click on here. It allows you to add a product. Let's say 1, 2, and this is a date one. You can select some date. And this is a price. Let's say 1, 2, 3. And if you want to give some rating, you can give rating. These are individual controls we already seen. This is what? Text field. This is what? Text field. This is date field. This is price, which allows numeric. Rating. We already seen the rating also already. The rating controller also we have seen already. So if you want to give some discount, you can click on this one. Now enter discount date. So on which dates you would like to give the discount on this particular product. Okay. Then select the suppliers categories. So who are the suppliers? Who are the categories? Okay. Categories. Let's say food, beverages, something. So then click on the save. Then click on the save or cancel. So if you look at here, please try to understand. Once I click on this one, I am getting some results. Once I click on the plus, I am getting some results. That means what? I am getting a form. If you observe, okay, let me click on save. So save successful. That's it. Save is successful. That means I am able to add the product. And if you want to delete the product, so right now that feature is not available, but you can very well. See, this is the product I added. 1 is the one I added. So you can search it. And remember this, nowadays, if at all you want to implement the search, this is the control you need to use. This kind of control you need to use. Look at here, please. So if at all you want to use, see, it is simply a text box. Simply it is a text box. For text box, or this is an input field. For input field, if at all you are having this, what is this? Mirror symbol something, then it is nothing but the search. That is how you need to implement the search. Now go here, and so just now I created a product called 1. So you can search 1. So this is what the one is. Okay, if you want to clear it, you can click on this one. It will clear. Now I am clicking on add again. Try to observe here, please. If I click on add, look at the detail page. I got a page again. That means there is a one more view created for adding the product. See, I am trying to explain how many views are there in this particular project or in this particular application, and what are all the different things we have done. Then we can see the coding, how they handled these particular operations from the coding. Okay, so I am repeating the application again. I am trying to run the application again. So basically we followed the design pattern called master detail relationship. In the master page, we are displaying list of the products. In the details page, we are displaying the product details information. Let's take the soda. So soda is having some of the suppliers, some of the categories. So what are the suppliers available for the soda? What are the categories available for the soda? That means what? So to display the products, I should have one view. To display the suppliers, I should have one view. To display the categories, I should have one view. But these two views are what? Detail views. And this will be what? Master view. Fine. Now, so same application I am running in the tablets. Most of the cases, tablet look and feel will be same as desktop look and feel. So you don't see the much difference, because tablet is also some kind of good amount of bigger one. Now, if you try to run the same one in the mobile, look at here, the look and feel is got changed. Let's say iPhone emulator. I'm going to the iPhone. Previously we were in the Android. Now I am in the iPhone. So click on this one. Okay. So now if I click on this one, this is what my master page is. So once I select something from the master page, then something is loaded in the details. The corresponding details are loaded. This is how it handled in the devices. And there are two options here again. If you look at here, if I click on this one, it is showing the master page information or master view information in half of the screen. You can also show in the full screen. These are the modes. These are the modes. We will talk about the modes in coming days. Not in the coming days, hardly in tomorrow's class or somewhere else. Okay. So therefore, if you look at here, I click on this one, I am getting the list of the products. List of the products in the devices right now is coming in half of the page. You can also have full page. Once you click on the master this one product, then you can load the details. That means what? Parent and child relationship. You are going to the parent and selecting a parent, that's called product. Then the details are loaded, that's called the details. Now if you see, there is a add button here, not products. In the products there is a add. So once I click on the add, look at here, add page is loaded. That means this is another view again. This is another view again. So if I want to add the product, so I should be creating a separate view. Blah 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 blah. And click on save, so this will be saved. Click on save, this will be saved. Now come back here. Come back here. That's about the add. That's about the cancel. That's about the search. If you want to search a particular product, you can search. Okay. So add is already done. That is about the master page, details page, add page, then operations. What are the operations? Save and cancel. Now, in the UI5, that's what I'm trying to say. All Fiori applications will have this kind of look and feel. Let's take you are developing an application for the leave application system. That means you are applying the leave, I am applying the leave, someone is also applying the leave. So manager wants to see what are all the leave requests came to him. Then what he will do? So how are you going to develop the application? you are going to display all the leave requests in the left side in the master page. And once he clicks on the leave request, then the details you will be showing in the right side, and you will be having option to submit, approve, reject, cancel and all. That is about the leave request. Now you are submitting the time report or time sheet every week. I am submitting. Someone is submitting. Assume that I am the manager. I will be receiving all the time sheets. I will be receiving all the time sheets. Now, so if you want to display that one, then you will be doing, or you will be displaying list of the timesheet requests in the left side. That's called a master page. Once you click on this, the details will be loaded in the right side. And in the right side, once it is loaded, you can provide the buttons, approve the timesheet, reject the timesheet, cancel it. And the same thing, you need to make it available like this for the devices. That means for the mobiles. So therefore, here we are following a design pattern called, what is the design pattern? Master detailed design pattern. And if you ask, look at one more point here. So what is the design pattern? Design pattern says what? It is going to give certain rules. Now, what is the guarantee that you will follow the rules correctly? What is the guarantee that you will follow the rules correctly? There is no guarantee. That's why this master detail relationship or this master detail design pattern already implemented and given as a control for you. That's nothing but sap.m.splitab. I am repeating the conclusion again. If anyone is sleeping, please wake up. See, more than the code, here a lot of visualization is required. See, code you can get copy, paste somewhere else. That's fine. But a lot of visualization is required. Okay, I am giving the conclusion again. Till now we discussed that this kind of look and feel. This is also called as Fiori look and feel. This is also called as master detail relationship. This is also called as split app control look and feel, or whatever it may be. Okay, so we are using, to achieve this kind of look and feel, we are using a design pattern called master detail design pattern. Master detail design pattern. Now, if they just say that, okay, this is how master detail design pattern works, please go ahead and implement. Then what is the guarantee that, okay, you will implement correctly? Even though you implement, you will implement something different. You will implement something different. That's why what they do is, or what they did is, this master detail relationship, they implemented with the control called split app control. That means what? In your application, if at all you are using split app control, then you will be getting this kind of look and feel. In your application, if at all you are using master split app control, so till now we have used so many controls, right? Button control, text field control, that control, this control and all. Now we are going to use a control called split app control, sap.m.split app control. If you use button control, you are getting the button. If you use text field, then you are getting the text field. And if at all you are using split app, then you will be getting this kind of look and feel. Then you will be getting this kind of look and feel. Can you give me a minute? I think my net might be disconnected. Just give me a minute. So you can able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
And you can see my screen also.
Yes.
Okay, now look at here. So what are we trying to say is that this master detail relationship they implemented already and given to you as a control. That control is nothing but SAP.m.splitup. So therefore, now most of the Fiori applications, I said most of the Fiori applications will have this kind of look and feel. That means most of the Fiori applications use which kind of design pattern? Master detail relationship design pattern. That means most of the Fiori applications uses which control? Split up control. That's the power of the split up control. That is the power of the split up control. Okay. Now, if you look at here, split up control. Split up control is what? Master detail relationship. It can support the design pattern called master detail relationship. So this is called master detail relationship. Then it can also support master detail, and master detail again. That means what? Let's say this is a master page, and you are getting what? Assume that I click on the soda. Now I can see list of the so here I am seeing only one supplier. If I am showing list of the suppliers, right now here I am showing only one supplier. There can be many suppliers for a product, right? A product can have n number of suppliers. So therefore, what happens? If I am showing all the suppliers, then for this soda, list of the suppliers is detail page. But if I click on the one supplier, then I will be getting the details. So therefore, in that case, the list of suppliers is going to be a master page, and the individual details like this is going to be a detail page. So therefore, master detail and master detail. Okay, I'm repeating this conclusion again. So whatever you see, this is called master detail relationship. Okay, so it can also support master detail and master detail. What does it mean? So now if you look at here, I click on the cola, or I click on the soda again. Once I click on the soda, I am displaying only one supplier's information. I am displaying only one supplier information. So therefore, this is going to be master page, this is going to be the child page or details page. That's fine. Consider another scenario, but right now it is not there. Consider I click on this one and I would like to display all the list of the suppliers. If I am displaying all the list of the suppliers, let's say look at like this. So right now I click on the soda, then I'll be having something like this. Okay, supplier 1. Okay, supplier 1, then supplier 2, then supplier 3, then supplier 4, supplier 5. So therefore, this will come like this. So therefore, in this case, this is a master page and this is a detail page. Detail page consists of what? List of the suppliers. Now, if I click on the one supplier from the details, if I click on the one supplier from the details, then I will be getting the details. So therefore, in that case, this is a master page and this is a detail page. Right now, if you look at here, this is a master detail relationship. This is a master detail relationship. Master and detail. Now, consider another scenario. So you click on the soda and you got all the suppliers information in the right side. That means the detail page. Fine. Now you click on the supplier 1. Then you are getting that one more details. In that scenario, These two are what? This is a master page and this is a details page. That means it is a master detail relationship again. This is going to be master and this is going to be master, and whatever the details loaded, that is going to be details. So therefore, it can also support master detail. Okay, or it can also support just a full screen design. Full screen design. Full screen design means what? So first you will see all the products in the entire page. So once you click on the product, then you will be getting the details in the entire page. That's called a full screen design or full screen design pattern. Master detail relationship or master detail design pattern, master detail design pattern, or full screen design pattern. What is the meaning of full screen design pattern? Let's say you have a list of products. Any Fiori application will be part of this design pattern. Master detail or full screen. Full screen means what? So you have the list of products and you would like to show in the entire page. Then it's a full screen design pattern. Or there is one more design pattern called. Let's say you would like to show list of the products in the full screen. And just now we considered this scenario, right? Yeah, let's consider this scenario. List of the products you would like to show in the full screen. Once you click on the product, you are getting supplier 1, supplier 2, supplier 3. And you want to show that in the full screen. Now, once someone clicks on the supplier 1, you are displaying the details that you want to display in the master detail relationship pattern. That is also possible. So that means what? Full screen. The details is also full screen. Then whatever details you have from that master detail relationship, this is also possible. So in any Fiori application, these are the design pattern they might be followed. If they develop the Fiori application without following this design pattern, that means that is not the best practices. That's why here I am not telling that is not possible. Okay. That's fine. See, these are the set of the rules they suggest, such a way that you will not have any, you will maintain the consistency. If you don't want to follow, that's fine. Okay, so therefore that is what we are trying to do here. So that's what the meaning of best practice application. So now let's go ahead and see some of the things on what is the application. Okay, now what is the application? Can anyone tell me what is the application? Till now we discussed so many, right? and this is called application. Whatever I am running, that is the application. Now, if I am saying that is the application, what does it mean? What all it can do for me? If I am saying that is the application, what all it can do for me? Anyone? You can talk for 1 or 2 minutes because I need to load the documentation. Okay, what is the application? Keshav. Okay, now I'll be writing some of the points. That points will explain what the meaning of application. Okay, so explain application. Explain application. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing is that let's say I am saying this is an application. Look at here. I am saying this is application. First thing is that the question, why do I need to make application? What is the meaning of application? Now I am calling this is an application. To run this application, am I using any framework pages? To run this application, I am saying, not for developing the application. If you look at here, this is what the URL. With the URL, I am able to run the application. So therefore, why do I need to develop an application? Why do I need to make a project as an application? So what is the advantage, or what kind of steps an application provides? Right now, this is application. So am I using any softwares? Am I using any frameworks to run this application? No. That means what? An application is independent. The first feature of application is it is independent. So therefore, the first point for the application is it's independent. Independent. So if I say independent, what does it mean? If I say independent, then what does it mean? Okay, so it can be, if I am saying independent, so the meaning is it can be used without having, it can be used without larger framework page or frameworks. Larger framework. Is that the meaning of, is that the final meaning? No. See, look at here. We are trying to discuss what is the meaning of application. And remember that whatever explanation I am giving is not specific to any UI5. Let's say you are saying I developed a Java application. That means your Java application should support all the points whatever I am talking about. If you are saying I developed a .NET application, that means your .NET application should support all these things. So therefore, your .NET application, if you say I developed a .NET application, that means it should be independent. That means it can be run, it can be used without larger frameworks. That means I should not use some frameworks to run this. And it is standalone. Standalone. It is standalone. Look at here. What is this meaning? Standalone. A-L-O-N-E. It is standalone. What does it mean? So I am running this application. So it is independent. These are interrelated terms. So am I depending any other components? No. If you are depending on other components, that's altogether different matter. But don't depend on other components or other application. So it is a standalone. So therefore, it is independent. It is a standalone. Okay. So it can be. Sorry, what happened? Okay. So it is a standalone. Okay. It can be it can be standalone, comma, can be found. So that means what? It can be found. What does that mean? It can be found means what? At any point of time, your application should have some kind of address. And it can be found, can be discovered. So that means there is a reality for that. Discovered. That means there is a reality for that. It can be discovered. And you can instantiate simply. It can be standalone, can be found, comma, discovered, and simply instantiated. Instantiated. Okay, so that's what the meaning. So now, what is the application? A application is a standalone. An application can run without using larger framework pages. Application is independent. Application can be found. That means in the server, wherever you go, you can find the application. You can find the application means what? You can discover, and you can simply instantiate. Now I just hit the URL. If I hit the URL, I am getting the results. That means what? I instantiated the application. Okay, I instantiated the application. So therefore, what is the application or what is the app? So therefore, this is what the meaning of application or app. Let me say what is the app or application. Explain app or application. So the first point is it is independent. So if you say there is an app, that should be independent, that should be standalone, that should run without using larger frameworks, that can be found, that can be discovered, that can be simply instantiated. And I don't need to use larger many steps to instantiate. So that is the first point. The second point is an application. Now look at this one. You can ask a question. These are all generalized perspectives. You can tell to the business team that, okay, what is the meaning of app? You can tell on a high level, an app can be independent, an app can be standalone, an app can be discovered, simply instantiated, that, this and all. You can very well tell on high level. You can very well tell on high level. But the point is, from the developer perspective, what is the meaning of independent? From the developer perspective, what is the meaning of independent? So therefore, the next point is, what does it mean for us? What does it mean for us as app developer with UI5? See, look at the question. So in generalized, I explained what is this meaning. So app is a standalone, that, this and all. But forget about what is that. Assume that I am a developer, application developer. What does it mean? What does it mean for me? So therefore, if at all you as a developer, if you want to develop an application which satisfies all these, like a standalone, okay, can run, can be instantiated, can be found, can be discovered, then you need to use certain things. What are those certain things? So the first thing is that you will be using meta tags. So for developer perspective, an application, an app contains the meta tags. So what does that mean for us and an app developer? Assume that I am an app developer. What does that mean for me? So the first thing is that meta tags. So you will be using meta tags in the header. Meta tags in header to give the browser best to give the browser best hints to render our application app correctly. See, these are some of the beautiful points. Try to understand. So independent, what is the meaning of independent? Just now we talked about. That's for the high level. Assume that I am the developer and I would like to achieve that independency. Assume that I am the developer and I would like to achieve that independency. So if I want to achieve the independency, what is the first step I need to do? I need to write some meta tags in the header. What is the meaning of header? You remember all the HTML, right? If you look at here, that's the reason we are writing the meta tags and all. Let me open my Eclipse. Eclipse is not open. I would like to complete this one today. Please have patience and listen correctly, because it's a vast, maybe it can take 20 hours explanation also, but we need to cover it in a short span of time. That's what visualize more. That's what I'm trying to say, visualize more. Okay, now I would like to achieve, as a developer, I would like to make my app as independent. If I would like to make my app as independent, just now we said what? App can run anywhere. App does not require any framework pages. App is a standalone. All these things. If you want to give that, you need to write some meta tags in the headers to give the browser best hints to render the app correctly. What does it mean? If you look at here, take any example. We are writing some meta tags. UTF-80 is one of the meta tag property, right? What it is going to tell? We already discussed. This is one meta tag. As a developer, if you want to make your app as an independent, then you need to write some meta tag which hints the browser. I already told what it is going to tell to the browser. Let's take this example. Here we are writing a meta tag. What it is going to tell to the browser? It is going to tell to the browser, assume that you are using the IE8. Even though you are using IE8, take the highest rendering mode. Take the highest rendering mode in the IE and display the results. That means it is hinting the browser. It is hinting the browser. So these kind of stuffs you have to take care. So therefore, meta tags in the header to give the browsers or to give the browser best hints to render the application correctly. Okay, so that's the first point. If you are not clear with any point, please ask me. Otherwise, you will be the loser. When you are there or you are sleeping? Venu, make some noise. Nowadays, you are not at all making noise.
I'm here.
Yeah, then great.
Yes.
Okay, look at here. If you are developing a UI5 application and you want to make your application, UI5 application as an app, from the developer point of view, what to be followed? The first thing is that as a developer, you need to write some meta tags to hint the browser that please render my results correctly. That's why we write some of the meta tags. That's we already see. Now, second point. Second point is you are going to write a script tag to load the UI5 runtime. You are going to write a script tag by using Bootstrap to load the UI5 runtime. So that's the second point. So therefore, the second point is a script tag known as UI5 Bootstrap, so which loads UI5 runtime code. Are you able to hear me? Hello? Supreet, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Anand. Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Because just now there is no power. That's why I'm asking. So I thought, okay, maybe there is a delay in connecting to the battery. I don't see any delay. So we are good. Okay, so the second step is a bootstrap tag you need to use in your program so that it loads the UI5 library. So we already seen plenty of the times. What is the third point? What is the third point? So you have the bootstrap all these things, then you need to apply your elements to the body. What is the first step? So you develop some UI. Once you develop the UI, you need to apply that UI to the body so that it will be displayed. So therefore, so the third point is an appropriately marked HTML body. An appropriate marked HTML body or let me put in this. Simply let me put it in. Place UI5 controls. Place UI5 controls in what? In HTML body, HTML body document or HTML document. So let me put it that is a simple step. So you are going to use some meta tags, that's fine. You are going to use some script tags. Now you develop the UI whatever you want and finally place in the body, HTML document. So now the other point is, so this is like a hint again. I already told what happens when you use this one. And instead of this SAP UI core, we also have some other flavors. What are the other flavors? At least tell me one name. SAP UI core is there, core.js is there. Instead of that, we can also use some other flavors. What are those? SAP UI-core. What are the other flavors? We discussed 6-7 flavors that day. At least tell me one. Srikanth, Danu.
JSON, XML.
No, this flavor I am talking about. Bootstrapping flavors. We are spending a lot of time on this. Okay, that's fine. Can you go for mute, please? Okay, thank you. So this loads what UI5 and also jQuery. I said you can also load without jQuery. And I said there are legacy one, all these things. So therefore, whenever you are trying to develop application, please use minimal UI5 logic to be executed. So you should not execute all the logic. So therefore, for you, minimal UI5 logic execution is important. Logic executed when the runtime has been loaded. That day we also discussed. So let's say you are using something else without jQuery and you want to use the jQuery functionalities. I said you can also load the libraries dynamically. See, if you put here or let's say you are putting something like this, star libraries. So it is going to load all the libraries. What I am trying to say here, try to load minimal libraries. And whenever you want, you can also load the libraries dynamically. How to load the libraries dynamically? I already told the syntax. Anyone remembers how to load the libraries dynamically? Okay, fine. It's your responsibility to read. So if you are not reading, then I cannot do anything. So these are the minimum things you need to follow. Okay. So the next one, second one. So first one is independent. To achieve independence, these are all what you are going to do. So the second one is addressable. I said what? Something and all. Discoverable. Discoverable means addressable. So your UI5 app is addressable. What is the meaning of addressable? let's say I developed an app, and can I give this entire URL? Let's say I developed this app, I know the URL. Can I give this entire URL to you? If I am telling this entire URL to you, you will be getting bored. So therefore, I should be able to bookmark my URL and send to you. Then it is easy for you. Are you getting me? Right now this is an application or this is an app. Now if I say to access my app, remember this much of URL. You will say, what the heck you are doing? Instead of that, if I bookmark and send you, and if you are able to use it from the bookmark, then you are happy, right? This is one more feature of app. Are you getting me? This is the app right now. So if I bookmark and give it to you, it is easy for you to use from the bookmarks. If I say, oh, if you want to use my UI5 application or Fiori application, please remember this much of URL, you will get bored. You will say, what heck you are trying to do? So therefore, it should be addressable. What does that mean? So let me write some explanation for this. So let me give example. Example is what? Example, addressable. What is the example for addressable? Okay, so let's say we should be able to send. We should be able to send colleagues bookmarked MARKED bookmarked URLs to others. That's it. So that means what? Let's say this is an app and I have a big URL, and if I am saying please remember this URL if you want to use my app, then it's, I mean, they'll say, oh, it is very difficult for me. So that's why we should be able to bookmark it and send to the others so that they can use it easily. Or let's say you want to you develop this one, right? Right now this is another meaning of the bookmarked. What is the meaning of addressable? This is another example. Please remember. Right now I click on the soda or I click on the juice. So the URL got changed. Now tomorrow I want to go to the juice directly. So if I want to go to the juice directly, I should not come from the beginning. So if I bookmark this URL, still I should be able to go. Let's say I bookmark this URL and I am hitting the URL tomorrow. Look at here, see whether we are going there or not. Yes, I am going there. That means it is addressable. This is bookmarkable. There are, see, to explain the addressable, there are two ways. First one is, if I am bookmarking something, others can see. Or, today I did so many navigations. I found this particular juice navigation is important for me. Now tomorrow I want to go to juice directly. Then I should not come from the beginning. I should be able to bookmark this juice and assume that this is I bookmark, and tomorrow I am coming. I open one browser and I hit the bookmark. Still I should be able to see the results. So you are able to see the results. That means it is a bookmarkable. So whenever you are developing an app, it should be bookmarkable or it should be addressable. Send to others, comma. So and they can directly go same place. But here authorization is permitted. Authorization is required. What is this meaning? Authorization is permitting. What does it mean? I said what? Let's say I am in this application and I bookmarked it and I am giving to you. Can you use it directly? No, you cannot use it directly. Before you use it, it should ask the authorization. It should verify you. If verification success, then only you will see the results. That's why the condition is if authorization permitting. If authorization permitting, whatever your results I can see, you can see with by bookmarks or with direct URLs or with direct addressables. Okay, so that's the third point. Second point. Next, fourth point. Whenever you are developing an app, you should be UI focused. You should be UI focused. These are all the generalized. We already discussed so many times. UI focused. What does it mean? UI focused. Whenever you are developing an app, it should be UI focused. What does it mean? So you can follow MVC architecture, MVC to keep data model, UI designs, UI design, and application logic separate. So that means what? Whenever you are developing an app, please follow the MVC pattern. That's it. Please follow the MVC pattern. What is the MVC? I don't need to explain again. We covered so much. Then it should be responsive. What is the meaning of responsive? We already seen. What is the meaning of responsive? If I hit the same application in the smaller devices, look at here, my elements are registered automatically. That's called responsive. We already discussed on this. Let me not spend some time. So if you want, I can write what is the meaning of responsive? Adjusting to smartphone, comma, adjusting to smartphone, comma, tablet and desktop sizes, sized screens. So what is the control we will be using? SAP.m library we will be using. So for responsive, SAP.m, that's what I told you already. If at all you are using desktop controls, it will work in the desktop control. But if at all you are using SAP.m controls, it will work in most of the places. That's called responsive. Then accessibility. What is the meaning of accessibility? What is the meaning of accessibility? If you look at here, take the UI5 apps or UI5 apps. UI5 apps internally uses what? SAP.m controls. Okay, so if you use SAP.m controls and you are hitting these results in the keyboards, and you are hitting the results in the let's say Android. Android supports two things, right? Android supports two things. What is the first thing? Like it can allow the keyboard and it can also allow you your touch. It allows the keyboard. It also allows you the touch. So therefore, both you need to make it available, accessible. Both you need to make it available and accessible. So therefore, the meaning of accessibility in UI perspective, UI5 apps are or let me put it in this way. SAP.m controls are keyboard handling support for free. So that means you need to handle the keyboard also in case of that, and you need to handle the touch and the keyboard, both should be there. So that way it will be available. Accessibility, it can be accessible all the places. Okay, then next one is translatable. What is the meaning of translatable? Now you can very well tell what is the meaning of translatable. What is the meaning of translatable? We have seen localization, right? So if at all you are developing an app, it should be translatable. That means, so if at all you are hitting in the German language, it should run in the German language. If at all you are running in the French language, it should run in the French language, or it should show the results in the French language. So therefore, don't hard code uncoded text on buttons or headings or images or messages and so on. So instead do localization. I hope everyone is able to follow the theory. So what I am trying to say now, translatable. So what does it mean? I developed an app. So in the app, if you look at here, these are the apps. Now I'm adding a product. I'm having a button called save. Don't hard code the text called save. Instead of this, do the localization. Don't hard code something called products. Or if you look at here, there is a basic heading. What is the basic heading? Basic information. Don't hard code it. If you hard code it, then there is a problem. And assume that I am seeing in the French language. If you hard code it, I cannot see in the French language. Don't hard code it. Instead of hard code, do the localization. That's called a translatable. Don't hard code the text for the buttons, images, headings, all these things. Instead of this, do the localization. We already seen how to do the localization. So the next one is maintainable. Maintainable. So everyone knows what is the meaning of maintainable. What is the meaning of maintainable? Maintainable is nothing but what? Easy, reuse, all these things. So to make it easy, all these things, first to follow MVC architecture. So app should be followed MVC architecture so that it will be maintainable. And the second is make it as components. So if you follow or if you develop an app using MVC, you have a reusability. What is the purpose of MVC? Reusability, right? MVC also supports the reusability. That is one way. Second way is what? Develop smaller components. We'll see how to develop the components also now. Develop smaller components so that these components can be deployed independently and reused. So therefore, these components can be deployed or developed independently and reusable, and can be reusable. Independently, and they can reused. So they can be reusable. What does it mean? So the maintainability you can achieve in two ways, I can say. First thing is that follow the MVC architecture. Once you follow the MVC architecture, you are able to split the view model controller. So therefore, maintenance is easy. The second way is you can also develop the components. Develop the components such a way that those can be reusable. Once there is a reusability, then maintenance always easy. Maintenance always easy. That's about this one. So now if you have any questions on the app, you can ask me. So therefore, whenever you are developing an app, it should be independent, it should be addressable, it should be focused, it should be responsive, it should be accessibility. So it should have, it can be translatable, it can be maintainable. That's about the app. Now, explain the design patterns. Now, the next thing is that explain explain design pattern. Just now we talked about the design pattern. I will not spend the time. Design patterns. What are the design patterns? Just now we talked about. So explain design patterns. What are the design patterns?
Master.
Okay, there are small design design patterns supported by yes. There are small design patterns supported by SAP.m controls. These from the these forms the basic Fiori application we're going to use. SAP these controls forms the basic SAP Fiori designs. So I'm just clubbing all the point and putting it here. I already told. So there are some design patterns. So who is supporting the design patterns? I already told. So design pattern is what? Master detail relationship or master detail design pattern. If they are allowing you to implement, then you do lot of stuff. That's why what they are doing, they are already implemented the design pattern called master detail and giving it as a part of SAP.m. That's why one of the example is what? SAP.m.splitApp. One of the example is what? SAP.m.splitApp. So this is one of the control. So, and I already told, once you are using SAP.m.splitApp, that means you are developing the Fiori application. So therefore, Fiori application follows what kind of design patterns? We already discussed. What are the design patterns? The first one is master detail design pattern. Master detail. DETAIL. Master detail. Let me put as MD. Going forward, if I say MD, it's a master detail relationship or master detail design pattern. Second one is what? Master detail. Yeah, MD. This is also called as MMD. Do you remember? So if you look at here, I close the diagram. So we click on the products. Once we click on the products, we are having list of the suppliers. So that list of suppliers also called as master, right? So that's why it is called master detail. So let me put it as M-D and M-D, whatever we discuss. But the people also called it as MMD. MMD means master detail relationship or design pattern. Okay, master detail relationship. That's called as MMD or MD and MD. It is and, it's not R. Please remember this. If I am saying MMD, that is fine. If you don't want to say MMD and you want to tell it as MD, you have to use and. If you say MMD, it is simple. But if you want to say master detail, then you need to use and. Otherwise, there is a lot of meaning change. So the third one is full screen. Full screen design pattern. Full stop. Fourth one is what? What is the fourth one? If you look at here, already I put this one here. So master detail design pattern, all these things, full screen, then multi-flow design pattern. So that called as multi-flow. That means you can have any multi-flow MF design pattern. So this consists of what? Whatever you want. Let's say full screen. First I have full screen. I already discussed this one. Full screen. From the full screen, again I am having one more full screen. That means what? So products displayed in the full screen. Once I click on the product, I am getting the list of the suppliers. That also I displayed in the full screen. Then I am going to the master detail. Master and detail. This is one example for multi-flow. If you want to follow something else, still you can follow. Okay, so this is multi-flow design pattern. Please remember this. These are the questions most of them are asking. If you say I use the split app control, they will ask split app control follows what kind of design patterns, and so on so on so on. Okay. Say good morning to all. First say hello. Fast. Say hello.
Hello.
See, they are saying hello. Hi, Mama. Anu. Hello. See, very prudent. Say bye, good. Say bye, good. Okay, bye. Okay, so that's about the design patterns. So that's all. There are this one. Just now we talked about master detail. So in the master detail, if you want to understand the master detail, so it will have how many levels of hierarchy? Master detail will have how many levels of hierarchy? If you want to talk more on this, because this is how the Fiori works, please start understanding from now itself. So let's take the master detail. It will have how many levels of hierarchy? This is a master, this is a detail. 4? No.
3.
No. Oh, Dhananjay, don't confuse. Don't confuse. Okay. So in this implementation, I ask how many views are there. That does not mean that, okay, master detail will have 4 views. No. Master detail means always 2. Parent, child, that's it. In the child, how many you want to show, that is your wish. So therefore, how many levels will be there? 2 levels will be there. 2 levels of data hierarchy will be there. So therefore, in the master detail, 2 levels of data hierarchy will be there. 2 levels of data hierarchy will be there. Please stop. In the master detail. And majorly master contains what? We have seen already. And detail contains what? We have seen already. So the best example is what? The best example to implement this is SAP.m.SplitApp. Split app is a class. Don't use small letter. It's a cap letter. It's a class. So therefore, your MD contains 2 levels. Okay. And remember this split app is coming from or inherited from. If you look at the help also, you can see. Start understanding the split app now onwards. So the entire development is based on the split app only. So if you look at here, SAP.m.SplitApp, SAP.m.SplitApp, SPLIT, go here. Split app is inherited from something called a nav container, split container, sorry. See, look at here. It's coming from the split container. That means if some methods are not there in the split method or split app, then those are coming from the container called inherited from inherited from split container. So therefore, your split app is coming, which is the base one? Split container is the base one. From the split container, you are having split app. So therefore, if you don't find some methods in the split app, that means those methods are available in the split container. That's what the meaning is. That's fine. Now coming to MMD, the second one, MMD. So it contains how many levels of hierarchy? It contains how many levels of hierarchy? Now at least give me the correct answer.
3.
Absolutely, that is correct. 3 levels of hierarchy, because products, suppliers, then details. So therefore 3 levels of hierarchy. That's correct. So 3 levels of data hierarchy. Three levels of hierarchy. That means in your requirement, if you have 3 levels of data hierarchy, then go for the MMD. So in this case, I told you, products, list of the suppliers, then list of the details. Next, full screen. When you will go for the full screen, tell me. When you will go for the full screen design pattern? When you will go for the full screen design pattern? Anyone?
Direct report.
Okay, so if you have some kind of reports, if you have some kind of analytics, then you can go for the full screen. That's correct. So if at all you have some analytics, if you have some graphs, if you have some pictures, then you can go for this. So full screen used in analytical applications and visualizations. Visualization means graphs and all. Visualizations. The fourth one, MMD, or what is this? Multi-flow design pattern. So when you will go for the multi-flow design pattern? When you will go for the multi-flow design pattern. So if none of the situation is, or if you are not able to fit your or if you are not able to develop using this one, using the second one, using the third one, obviously we will go for the multi-flow design pattern. So therefore, you can go when there is a complex application. So like used when app functionality used when app functionality is too complex for a single pattern. So that means if app functionality is too complex, then you will go for this one. Okay, that's about the design patterns. I don't want to spend more than this. Now you can see something called now let's understand some of the steps. You have products. Look at this one. Let's understand the relationships. You have products, you have suppliers. What is the relationship between product and suppliers? What is the relationship between products and suppliers? Anyone?
Many to many.
Assume that for milk and suppliers, what is the relationship?
N to 1 to N.
1 to N, that's correct. A milk product can be supplied by many people. And assume that it can be 0 to N also. Why I can say 0 to N? Assume that you have a product available in the market. There is a possibility to not to have the suppliers, right? There is a possibility, right? Assume that you release a new product, and right now no suppliers. So therefore, you need to start from 0 to N, and the categories is also same 0 to N. So and the category is also same 0 to N. Now let's start implementing this. This is about the theory. Now, if you look at my diagrams and all I put here, you need to understand. I just taken all these things because I don't want to spend too much of time. This is what I put here, all these things, blah blah blah. So this is what I explained, product details. Okay, so once you click on the add, then you will be getting this blah 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 and all. In the smaller screens, you will be getting in a different way. I already shown you. This is the overall architecture of this particular project. So we'll discuss this one after discussing the project. Okay, now You need to understand some more steps. So I typed some of the things using Bootstrap. I typed some of the things because I don't want to spend too much of time. Okay, now coming to the application, please. Coming to the application. This is the results. This is the result of the application. Now let's see how do we develop the application. How did we develop the application? Please start understanding. At least if you get the flow, if you are not able to understand each and every line, that's fine. At least you should get the flow. Okay. Now, whenever you are instantiating the application, which is the first file will be executed? Let's understand now completely. Assume that you are instantiated the application. Once you instantiate the application, which is the first file will be executed from the project?
Web.xml.
Web.xml.
Absolutely. So web.xml. Now guys are in a right way. Thanks for at least most of the people answered. So it will go to the web.xml. Then from the web.xml, there is a servlet called research servlet. Remember this one. Then no one can touch you, because I know I did almost 8 interviews for the UI5. No one is talking at least one word about the resource servlet. Of course, we are not going to use it. Of course, we are not going to touch it. But at least remember some points. Okay. So there will be a resource servlet which is going to be executed first. That resource servlet will identify what are all the resources available in this project. Do I have the CSS? Yes. Do I have the properties files? Yes. What are the properties files? What are the CSS files? What are the JavaScript files? What are the components? Everything it will identify, and it will have the entry for that. It will have the entry for that. Fine. Okay, let me take this one and put it in the notepad so that it will be easy for me to switch here and there. Let me rotate this one to 130, 130. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so it's not 130. Let me reduce it. Okay, now it's fine. So therefore, in the browser, you are hitting the this one. Then web.xml will be executed. Blah blah blah. After resource servlet is over, after it identifies what kind of resources I have, then it is going to execute what kind of steps I need to cache it. All these things. That's fine. After that, in the welcome file list, this is the question I asked the guys. So in your project, in your application, there is a index.html. I don't want index.html. Generally, you will be having what? Your company.html. Let's say lonja.html. Is it possible? Everyone is saying no, index.html is mandatory, index.html is mandatory. Okay, it's not mandatory. If you want to rename it and change the name here. That's fine. So therefore, first index.html will be executed. Okay, so therefore, first index.html will be executed. So therefore, see the architecture, see the diagram. So therefore, first index.html will be executed. You have a browser. In the browser, you have the index.html. So now let me open and see what is there in the index.html. Let me open and see what is there in the index.html. So as I said, I need to make an app. So I need to specify the meta tags. Yes, I did. I need to load the runtime. Yes, I did. Once you are done, don't instantiate the view. That is not a best practice. Okay, that's what we are trying to understand now, the best practices. Don't instantiate the view. You simply call the component. So therefore, from the index.html, you will be calling something called component.js. Component.js. Is it visible?
No,
If it
no.
is not visible, then maybe Give me a second. Let me take it from the PDF. It's somewhat messed up something. Where I have my tutorials. Where can I take it? Hold on a second. I'll take the diagram from here. Anyway, this is already done by someone else, so I don't want to spend time. This is nothing but the cost of the preparing. These are the master detail relationship. These are all what I discussed till now. Okay, so let's go to the building. Yeah, this is what the diagram. Copy the image and let me put it here. Yeah, now we are good. Okay, now we are good, right? You can see now. Suprit.
Yeah.
Suprit,
Yeah.
you can see
Fine,
now.
fine.
Let me resize to 90%, 80%. Yeah, now also it is fine. Now it is looking good. Yeah. Okay, now let me close some of the steps. Now come back. So whenever you run, it will come to the index.html. In the index.html, don't instantiate the views, because views are, now you need to write the best practice application. Views can be instantiated by anyone. So you need to instantiate whenever you want, not from the loading time. What is the guarantee that if you are instantiating from the loading time, what is the guarantee that you are going to use it? No, there is no guarantee. That's why don't instantiate from the view, index.html. From the index.html, you just simply call the component. Or in the index.html, you create something called a cell, sap.m.cell. From the cell, you can call the component. So there is a component container. There is a class called component container, which call your component.js. It will call automatically. Look at here in this diagram also. So you will be having a cell. Inside the cell, you are creating an instance of component container. Inside the cell, if you look at here, you are creating a instance of component container. This component container automatically calls your component.js. It calls component.js. So therefore, I am in the component.js now. So that means I am in the component.js now. So therefore, inside the cell, you are using component container. That component container automatically calls the component.js. Other than that, I don't have any piece of code to explain here. Other than that, I don't have any piece of code to explain in the index.html. That's it. So therefore, in the from the index.html, you are going to call the component container, component.js. If you want to call the component.js, what you will be using? Component container. Component container. Component container internally calls the component.js. That's what it is written here. Look at the theory. Even from the diagram also you should be able to understand. If at all you are not able to understand from the diagram, this is how it is. Browser first loads web application. That's nothing but the index.html. You are clear with that? So inside the index.html, what all you are doing? What all you are doing inside the index.html? You created some meta tags. You are loading the UI5 runtime, and you are calling the component.js. So therefore, so what index.html can give to you? It loads the UI5 runtime using the bootstrap, and you have a function to instantiate component container, and you also have something to place in the body. That's obvious. place in the body. Okay, so place in the body, and the component container loads UI component. That's nothing but component.js. UI component, that's nothing but the component.js. So going forward, if anyone says component container, you can visualize component.js. Going forward, if anyone says UI component, you can visualize component.js. If anyone says just a component, that means it is a component.js. So for us, after index.html, the next important one is component.js. If anyone asks, where are you going to define your UI? Where are you going to define your routings? Where are you going to do something? You are going to do in the component.js. It's a component. So if it is a component, you can configure whatever you want here. We see what all we can do in the component.js. It's a script file. It is a component. As I am saying, it is a component. From here, you can connect whatever you want. That's what the meaning is. From the component, you can connect to views, you can connect to models, you can connect to controllers. You can connect to some other controllers also. You can connect to some other controllers also. So that's what even shown here. So this is also called as what in the Circular terminology. This design pattern is called what? See, we are following a design pattern now. What is the design pattern? From the index.html, you are going to something called component.js. Now your component.js can communicate to the models, can communicate to the views, can communicate to the services or whatever it may be. So therefore, now this component.js, you can call it as what? There is a design pattern in the Java, not only in Java, everywhere it is same. In the .NET, in the SAP, everywhere it is same. Do you know what is a front control design pattern? Please remember this. If you say that, okay, I work with UI5 this and all, if anyone is asking, oh good, you are work with the UI5, what kind of design pattern you used? These are all the design patterns. One of the design pattern is MVC. Another one is master data relationship. Another one, whatever I am talking about, is front controller design pattern. Now it is like a front controller for your entire application. From here, I am able to communicate to the views. I am able to communicate to the models. I am able to do the routing, everything. So therefore, you can visualize this as a front control design pattern. That means it is a front controller for your entire remaining resources. It is a front controller for your entire resources. That's it. Now, what you can do in the component.js? Okay, what you can do in the component.js? Before that, let's go one step behind. Before that, let's go one step behind. Now I said these are the products, these are the suppliers, these are the categories. That means I should have a service which will give all these things. I should have a model which will give all these things. Yes or no? I should have a service which will give all these things. I should have a model which will give all these things. So what kind of services we are using in our project? Look at here. So there is something called, this is the service we are using. HTTP something and all. Let's see whether it is having that products information, suppliers information and categories information or not. What happened? Let's see whether it is having that kind of information or not. Actually, here there is a local data, everything. You no need to connect. Or if you no need to connect, it's a local data. local JSON data. But even though you connect it, it should give something. Let's see whether those services are up and running or not. Look at here, this is running. So therefore, I can say simply products. Look at here, these are the products available. If I say simply OData services, these are the services someone developed in the gateway. Look at here, please. This is the service we are using in our project. Please recollect your previous steps. Now I would like to display so many things. That's fine. Now I would like to use the data. If you look at here, I am getting the data here. From where I am getting? Some other person developed the services in the gateway. Some other person developed the service in the gateway and given to us. What is the service? This is the service. This is the service developed in the gateway and given to us for practice purpose. Now, this particular service is having what kind of categories? It is having list of the products, list of the categories, list of the suppliers. That's what we are using and we are displaying. That's what we are using and we are displaying. I mean here. List of the products, list of the suppliers, list of the categories. Now, I would like to see what are the products it is having. Take the products and add it at the end. Take the products and add it at the end. So you are seeing all the products. You are seeing all the products. Let's say how many products are here? Here 8 products are there. Here 8 products are there. Let's say I want to see 5th product information. How do you see? Let's say you want to see 5th product information. Just type 5. It is going to give 5th product information. It is going to give 5th product information. Let's say from the 5th product, if you look at here, there are so many categories. I would like to see only category. In the 5th product, there are so many things. I would like to see only category. See, this is only category. It is giving the category information. It's not giving anything. Let's say I would like to see only suppliers information in that product. SUPP LIR, supplier. See, now it is giving the suppliers information. This is the suppliers information. If I want to see category, just now you have seen the category, right? This is the categories information. So therefore it is having a beverages category. I hope everyone is able to understand, right? So if I run the main service, I am just getting the metadata. What is the metadata? See, I am not getting actual data. I am getting just a products. I am getting just a categories. I am just getting a suppliers. That means it is a metadata. Data about the data is called metadata. So therefore, I can take the suppliers. I want to see all the suppliers information. Just add the supplier. So you can see all the suppliers information. So how many suppliers are there? 2 suppliers are there. I want to see 0th supplier. Just to pass 0. It will give only 0th supplier information. These are all the gateway, what I can say. See, look at here. For everything it is going to the server and getting the information. These are all called, let me show you. In the gateway, these are all called, I forgot it. Just give me a sec, I'll show you. Filters, yeah, gateway filters. SAP NetWeaver, gateway. These are not the, you don't think that you can do on the fly. These are the features available in the gateway. That's why you are able to use it. Gateway, SAP NetWeaver Developer Guide. Let me go here. Let me go here. Yeah, if you look at here, Developer Guide, expand it. Okay, OData channels. Yeah, OData channels. and basic features. Not basic features. Let me expand this. Yeah, query options. Sorry, OData query options. These are called OData query options. These are called OData query options. So you can query whatever you want. That's what I'm trying to do now. I can query whatever I want. That's what I'm trying to do now. Actually, the base service is this. The base service is this. So the base service is giving meta information for me. And they return all these queries, whatever I'm trying to do. That's why you are getting different results. These are all done in the gateway side. These are all done in the gateway side. Okay, so let's say I would like to see all the products. This is a metadata. I would like to see all the products. So after that, you can pass products. It is giving all the products. It is giving all the products. Now I would like to see. Let me check this one. Question mark dollar count. Look at this one. Products. Then after the products, I am typing question mark dollar count. So it is giving a dollar count is not found. That means they did not implement this query. It is saying dollar count is not found. That means they did not implement this query. So there are plenty of the queries, right? There is no guarantee that okay they implemented all. So let's try out this one. Suppliers. Let's see at least if they implemented this one. And once they implement right, they will provide documentation for you. What are all implemented? Then only you can play all these things. I'm just playing blindly. So generally gateway service is written by someone else, right? Once they write the service, they will provide the documentation for you. So based on the documentation, see look at here. This they implemented. This they implemented. That's why you are getting the results. For everything, and look at here. This is another option. Yeah. Let me explain this. Yeah. Let me explain. Right now your OData is giving results is what? Let's see. Your service is returning the results in the XML format. If you don't want in XML format and you want in the JSON format, you can type just something like JSON. Question mark format is equal to JSON. See, now you are getting the JSON format. This is the beautifulness of the gateway. Are you getting me? Please start understanding the gateway also. I know I am telling, that's what I told you in the beginning itself. There are a lot of new things in this explanation, but you have to tune to that explanation. I'm repeating this again. So that's what. If you have idea on many places, then only you can play here and there. If you don't have the idea, at least go and play after this class. Not a problem. Okay, now I am repeating this again. This is what one of the service developed by someone else. Right now, I am seeing the results in the XML format. If you feel, oh, XML format is difficult for me, it is simple for you. After the URL, place the question mark. These are called query strings or query parameters. Place the question mark and specify format is equal to JSON. You will be getting the results in the JSON format. And you can also specify format is equal to XML. You will be getting the, okay, fine. It's not there. Only format JSON is there. Format is equal to JSON. Default is XML. And if you want, default is XML, that's why they did not have that query string or query parameter. So if you want other than the XML, you can type this one. So whatever results you are getting, here is same as if you want to represent in the JSON format. This is the JSON format. So if you look at here, there is the products, these and all. And look at here, I want to see all the products in the JSON format. So type the products and hit it here. So this is the JSON format. So if you remove this one, then it is the XML format. If you remove this one, then it is the XML format. As I have idea on this gateway, that's why I am able to tell all these things. Otherwise, you cannot tell. Okay. Now, if you look at here. Okay. Now, just now we have seen. I want to see 8th product. So, if I want to see 8th product, you will be passing 8. And you want to see in the JSON way. So, if you want to see in the JSON way, question mark. What is the format? Question mark. Dollar format. So this is the JSON format. Whatever you see, this is the XML format. Same thing if you want to see in the JSON format, you can just add dollar format is equal to JSON at the end. That's fine. Now understand what is this query parameter is. Understand what is this query parameter is. What is it? You are having list of the products, right? From the list of the products, you take the 1000 products. If you look at here, I am taking the 8th product. The same way, take from the 1000 products. From that, take the category. That is what the meaning. Look at here. Okay. Look at here. Put this one and hit enter. See, I got only what is that? Product categories. I got only category. Are you getting me? So if I say 8th product, 8th product is giving so many. If I say 8th product is giving so many. From the 8th product, I am saying category. From the 8th product, I am saying category. From the 8th product, I am getting category. From the category, and right now the result is in JSON XML format. And if you want in the JSON format, then put it this one. You are getting this one. And if anyone is confusing, if anyone is not able to understand, leave it. Not a problem. If anyone is able to graph it, I am happy. Out of 8 members or 9 members, even though 2 people are able to understand, I am fine with that. Because I am not teaching the gateway now. But I would like to cover some other stuff so that you are good to develop anything. Okay, now let's play out some of the query parameters. We played all this already. This one, suppliers, this is same as this one. And if you look at here, category, from the category it will give only name. Look at this one. Okay. So it is going to give list of the products. From the list of the products, I am saying take the category. From the category, I am saying only take the names. What happens? What is the query? It's not run successfully. Category, select category, common name. Question mark dollar, select category, common name. I don't know what is the meaning of name in this. So do we have the name here? Yeah. So the problem is, if you look at here, if I say only category, it is giving the category. Now I am saying the name, so it's bringing a lot of the results. It is bringing a lot of results because there is a matching criteria with the name. There is a matching criteria with the name. Okay, so that's how you can play with the query parameters. Now let's see this one, dollar value. I don't know whether they have this query parameter at their end. Let's try out. What is this meaning? So instead of 1000, we don't have 1000, so let's have 5. Hit enter. So you got an error because they don't have this the name value and all. So that's fine. That is how you can play with the gateway services, gateway service parameters or service query strings. If you look at here, this is how they implemented. Look at this one. These are the filters, right? So these are the filters or query options. This is how they write the logic behind. Order by, paging, and so on, so on. Anyway, if time permits, if I have the environment to write the gateway services, we'll write. So for time being, I'm closing it. Now you know how to play with the data. You have a base service. From the base service, how to see the results in the JSON format, how to see the results of the products, categories, suppliers. If I want a particular supplier, yes. If I want particular product, particular category, yes. If I want particular supplier, particular category, or if I want particular product, particular category, particular supplier, still you can see all the combinations I showed you. Now, if you have any questions on this, please ask me. If you have any questions on this, please ask me. I don't know how many. Fine, right?
Jenna. If we, I mean, for the conversion from XML to JSON, will it work for any gateway?
Remember that.
To do anything.
For conversion, even gateway side also, we will not write any single piece of code.
Okay.
The gateway developer also, the guy who writes this service, right?
Okay.
He also will not do any single piece of code.
Okay, it's default
it's
function.
The gateway product inbuilt feature. Okay, so you are developing the gateway services, or you are developing the service inside the gateway, and you are deploying in the gateway server. Once you have deployed in the gateway service, that server is having the capacity to expose the data in two formats, JSON format and XML format. You never write single piece of code. Okay? Is that answer your question, or you have different question? Srikanth.
Fine.
So is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So no developer, no need to write a single piece of code in the backend side to get the JSON results. No, it's a feature. Like you are developing a OData service, or you are developing this service in a gateway server, and Dana, don't. You are getting some noise, right? Listen this question and try to verify. Yesterday I came to know that the gateway service, they are giving it free of cost. Please
okay.
What I heard yesterday from one of the call is that we were having some call with the SAP, and they are telling now they are giving the gateway services for the production also at the free of cost if they have the SAP. Can you email that guy now? Okay, you don't need to mute. You can just understand the point, whatever I'm saying. Sometime back you got some email from one of the guy, right? You can email that guy, and ask him the question. Nowadays I hear that, okay, the gateway service is free, or gateway setup is free for the SAP users. Is that true? Are you giving for the runtime production environment also? They may give for the sandbox environment, but yesterday I came to know that, okay, they are giving for the production environment also if they have the SAP ECC, licensed ECC. Can you check with them? If that is the case, then this gateway and service, gateway and Fiori rocks in the market. They will boom the market. That is true. Because till now the challenge with the clients is that for gateway they are charging left and right. I mean, let's say if I want to use the Fiori applications right now, this is a Fiori, assume that this is a Fiori application. This Fiori application using a service, that's a gateway service. This is a service. Now, previously they were charging for the gateway service left and right. That way, that's why you are not seeing the results in the market. Clients are not easily switching to the gateway. Clients are not easily switching to the Fiori. Fiori applications are free. But Fiori internally uses the gateway. That gateway is licensed one. But yesterday I got that information. Maybe you can email them. Even you can email to the SAP guys. In the SAP side, there is a customer care. You can pick one of the customer care email ID, and you can very well email them that, okay, this is what I heard in one of the seminars from the SAP. Is my understanding is correct? Then they can explain. If that is the case, then there is a lot of demand for this technology. Okay, fine. So let's come back now. So this is the service that this and all. I hope let's close this one now. We discussed enough.
Enough small clarification.
Yeah, tell me.
If we have ECC 7.4, it's the network gateway is default service, right? So no need to buy extra license.
No. You have to add the components.
Yeah, the components are, free.
That's what I'm trying to say. Your ECC components are free, but what about the gateway server?
We can build that gateway server in same ECC also. Embedded gateway services we can build that.
That's what. Again, there are two models: external gateway, embedded gateway.
Yeah.
So what I know previously is that, okay, they were charging for the gateway components. So now they are telling if they have the ECC and all licensed one, they are giving it free of cost. That's what I'm asking even.
Yeah, that's free right now also. Just we need to download the components, 4 components, 3 components.
Yes.
We can use that one.
Maybe for production I am asking. That's what the question. I know for sandbox all these things they can give for free. Let's say I want to use the application for the production. Check it once.
I think it is free of cost. If you have enterprise license, that is free of cost. I think.
That's what I'm trying to say. In yesterday's presentation, they were also telling the same. I'm just asking. We can get a clarification from the SAP itself, because the guy who explained in that seminar, I did not get his time. I asked some other guy. He said, okay, yeah, that is what the meaning, what he was trying to say, but he was also not sure.
Okay.
Because in the Verizon they were setting up this one, right, gateway. But when I asked that guy is also not sure. He is assuming that there is a free of cost, and he said that is a free of cost only. But it is better to confirm once.
Okay.
Because based on previous tutorials, last 4 months, 5 months back, it was paid. So that's what whenever even we ask the question, that guy, SAP guy, how Fiori license works or how gateway license works, that guy did not answer. Okay, so let's see. Let's come back now. I don't know where we are. Fine. Index.html. So nothing is there to explain in index.html. Okay, fine. We understood what are the models we use. We are using 3 models. What are the models? Categories, then products, suppliers. Categories, products, categories, and suppliers. We are using 3 models. And we would like to implement internalization also. If you want to implement internalization, then you are going to maintain the properties file. This we already see. I am explaining high level. Now close this one. Now, so that, and I would like to apply some CSS. If you want to apply the CSS, you will be creating just a CSS file. So therefore, now you know what is the CSS folder, you know what is the internalization folder. So you will be maintaining the properties file. Now you know what are the models we are using. Now let's see the utils. We'll understand the utils more. Before that, let's understand the views. What are the views available? Let's understand views more. So as I said, if you look at here, this is a products page, this is a details page. To display this, I need to have products view. Let's see we have it or not. See, this is a master view. Master view means what? Products view. It is going to have a code to display the products. If you look at here, it is having the code to display the products. So what is the title? Products. See, look at this one. I am reading it in from the products. Okay. So what is the thing you are displaying here? Breadcrumb, price and all. Okay. So this is the master view, and look at the controller. Okay, we'll discuss this one. Okay, let's understand high level. So to display this, I require a view. That's nothing but the master view. Now I need to display the details. That's why I have a details view. That's why I have a details view. Now details view contains what? Two things. One is what? Suppliers, and another one is categories. Suppliers, and the other one is categories. And in this situation, what I will do is that I develop this supplier and the categories as a fragment, and I can use those fragments inside the detail view. What is the meaning of fragment? A fragment is a piece of code which can be reused. We talk about the fragments, this theory and all going forward. Right now, assume that. Look at here. This is a product. Fine. If you look at here, a product is having more than one link. Can I put all the code here? You can put all the code here. I mean, you can put all the code here. There is no problem. But that's not the good practice. That's not the meaning of reusability. So therefore, these are, if you look at the suppliers, this is a piece of code. If you look at the category, this is a piece of code. So develop those as fragments. Develop those as fragments and use the fragments here. That's why there is a supplier fragment, there is a category fragment. Okay, there is a supplier fragment and there is a category fragment. These fragments I will be using it in the detail view. These fragments I will be using in the detail view. Okay, fine. So that's about the fragments. Now come back. What else we have? We talked about master page. We talked about detail page. We talked about the fragments. And remember this. Remember this. Now the next point. The next point is you are in the component.js. Or before we go to the component.js, let's understand one more thing. Let's say if there is a problem. If there is any problem, you need to display some messages. To display the messages, there is a view called not found view. There is a view called not found view. That's why there is XML called not found view.xml. Not found view.xml. Okay, not found view.xml. That's why there is a. Look at here. This is what the advantage of XML. I told you, right? This particular page is developed using XML view. That's why if you go and say view source, you don't see much. But if at all you are taking a HTML view, you can see everything. Are you getting me? That's what the suggestible one is, XML view. If you look at the view source, I don't see much here. That means my code is secure. If at all you are developing using HTML, let's say this is developed using HTML. If you go and do the view source, view page source, you can see most of the code. You can see most of the code. That is the problem. Please, if anyone is asking what are the differences between different views, please don't forget to highlight this one. That is why in most of the places XML views are used. If you do the coding with the XML views, view source will not give much information for the end users. And if you feel XML views are difficult, then it is your wish. to go and select HTML or whatever it may be. Fine. So now there is a not found view. What this will do is that, let's say I have some challenge in getting the data. We are using the services. Let's say I have some challenge in getting the data. If I have some challenge in getting the data, I should display some error page. So that error page I am displaying using not found view.xml. Not found view.xml. Then what else we have here? So when I click on this one, I am opening the page. So therefore there should be a view to be created for this. That's nothing but add product view.xml. Add product view.xml. Add product view.xml. These are the different files, high level explanation. Now let's go to the low level explanation. Now you understood what is the index.html. From index.html you are going to the component.js. And why do you need all these things? Why do you need supplier? Why do you need a category? Why do you need master? Why do you need detail? Why do you need add product? Why do you need not found? All these things. And I explained what are the models. Internalization, CSS. Now let's see the flow now. Supreet, are you sleeping? Supreet, you there? Supreet might be sleeping.
Hello.
Yeah, you're there, right?
Yeah, I'm there.
So let's take 5 minutes break, then we'll continue. Is it fine? Because looks it is heavy. Can we take 5 minutes break and continue? I don't want to leave this in the middle. If we leave in the middle, then again I need to start tomorrow from the beginning. It will waste everyone's time. So let's take 5 minutes break. We will meet at 9:27. We'll meet at 9:27 and we'll continue. Hey. What kind of things you will put in the details? Generally, what kind of things you will put in the details? Like if you see the formatter, so what are we having here? So if anything is there in the lower case, you are converting into uppercase. If anything error, then you are displaying the error codes. Like that. Small kind of information you will put in the formatters. So let's say you have a currency. Okay, currency generally what $20.5 something like that, and you want to convert into float. See, if you want to do the generalized stuff for the application, then put in the formatter.js. I'm repeating again. Best example is what? You are getting the currency information from here. You are getting the currency information from the JSON. Let's say products. Take the example. Like this, you can write whatever you want in the formatters. If you look at here, there is a price here. P-R-I-C, price. Yeah, look at here, price. So this price is having what? 2.5. How many decimal digits are there? Only 1. But in the UI, how many are there? 2 are there. The reason is, look at this one. The reason is, I am reading the currency. And once I read the currency, I am calling this function. What this function will do? It will take the value from this service. What is the value? 2.5. And it will convert into float. And add 2 decimal points. That's why you see 2 decimal points here. Okay, so that if you have, see again, this is the best practices. You can have this piece of code while display itself. You no need to write a function and do that, this and all. But always try to maintain the splitting the code so that maintainability is easy. So therefore, these kind of functions, small functions, you can put in the formatter.js. If you want some, and the file name is also not mandatory. Formatter, you can have whatever you want. but we are doing some kind of formatting here. That's why this is named as formatter.js. Nothing more than that. Now controller.js. What the controller.js is doing? This controller is different and this controller is different. Look at here. Every view will have its own controller. That is different. And this is different. This controller, every view will have its own controller. That is different. And this is different. What it is doing here, this controller will not do anything. It just supports some kind of routing. We'll understand what is the meaning of routing now. This controller.js will support some kind of routing and event navigation. What is the meaning of routings and event navigations? We'll see now. Okay, so now come back to the component.js. This is where we are ended, right? So therefore, from the index.html, in the index.html, you have something called the component container instantiated. That component container internally talks about the component or internally go to the component.js. Now, what is there in the component.js? What are the different things you will define in the component.js? From the component.js, you can talk to the router. Because the reason is, if you look at here, I have a add view, I have a detail view, I have a XML view, I have a error view, I have a master view and all. When to display what? We are going to specify in the router. Routing. What is the meaning of routing? The routing name itself says what? Hey, I am the program. I can take care when to go what? Or I can instantiate the views. See, router, I have many views now. Add product view, master view, detail view, error view, like that, so many views are there. When to instantiate them? You cannot instantiate all the things at once. No need even. So to write that kind of best practice, we are going to have one more class called myrouter.js. And that router will be called from the component.js. See, you can very well call, look at here, you can very well call your views from the component. You can very well call your components or your views from the components. But if you call, what happens? All the plenty of the code you are putting in one program. It's not a good practice. And these views are visible to the end user. These views are visible to the end user. So therefore, whatever visible, right? Those kind of stuffs you try to map from the router, or those kind of stuffs you handle from the router. So therefore, you have an index.html, you have a component, inside the index.html, there is a component container. Component container instantiate the component.js. Now, from the component.js, you are going to instantiate the router. Let's see what happens. So this is nothing, nothing is there. So we are just giving some root view and all. And remember this, we have many views here: master view, detail view, and add view, error view, all these things. To control all these things, we require a root view. That root view is nothing but app. So therefore, whatever you see here, there is a master page, there is a detail page, add page, whatever it may be, those are all on top of the app view. So therefore, inside the application, which is the root view? App view. Yes. So inside the application, which is the root view? App view. So therefore, if you look at here, from the component.js, we are instantiating or we are accessing app view. That's why there is an app view. That's why there is an app view. And remember that this is a root view and it will not have its own controller. because this is not for display purpose. That's why it will not have, app view will not have its own controller. No need. But if you want to maintain, you can maintain. That's altogether different. But other cases, every view will have its own controller. Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, yes.
Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. What does it mean? Hello, are you good now? Are you able to hear me? Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now come to here. So therefore, from the component.js, you are going to access root view, or you are instantiating the root view. What is the root view? App is the root view. Go to the app. What is there here? Here you will not have anything. You are going to specify what kind of control you are going to use it here. So what kind of control we are going to use it here? Split up control. That's it. You will not have anything. That's why it does not require event controller. That's why it does not require any event controller. So it's have only one line of code. That's nothing but you are going to specify, or this entire application will sit on top of the app view. App view specify what kind of control, root control it is. The root control is split up control. That's the code you have here. Other than that, you will not have anything. I'll come after 10 minutes, please go. Okay, so that's about this one, app view, nothing more than that. Now coming. Okay, come. Say hi to everyone and go.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, Mama. How are you?
Mama.
How are you?
How are you?
What are you doing?
Doing?
Take care. Bye, Jyotishi.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, good. Be outside for 10 minutes. Okay, now come here. So that's what. So you are going to, from the component.js, you are going to specify what is the root app. So that's nothing but that one. Then you are going to specify the configurations. So if you look at the diagram also, right? From the component.js, you are going to talk the models. You are going to talk to the root view. So therefore, in the component.js, basically what kind of code will be there? The code to talk with the models, the code to talk with the routers. Code to talk with the models, whether it is a JSON model, OData model, whatever it may be, code to talk with the models, and code to talk with the router, and code to talk with the app.xml. That's what we did just now. That's what we have seen just now. So that's what code to talk with the app.xml. That's what we have seen. That's what we have seen. Now code to talk with the models. What are the models we have? We have two types of models here. So one is JSON, OData models and the resource models. So therefore, I am specifying what is the resource model. Okay. So there is a resource model and there is a. So this is a resource model and there is a OData model. So this is a OData model. So both things you will be specifying. After that, so this step is done. If you look at here, okay, this is done, this is done. Now what is pending? The pending is routing. So now you are going to instantiate the routers, routing. So routing, so what kind of router? So it's a my router. Look at here, my router.js. My router.js. So it's a file, and if you look at here routes, what are the different things you will be able to do it? So you can go to the products. Okay, you can go subroutes you are specifying. You can go to the products, routes. Main, the master one is like routes. 1 second. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so inside the routing, you are going to specify what is the router name. So the router name is myrouter.js. So it will go here. Inside the myrouter.js, you are writing a constructor. So you are writing a constructor, and this constructor will instantiate the first view. And before that, here itself we can specify what is the first view. The first view is products. Look at here, there is a products tab, or you can also say master, this one. What is the view name? Routers, master. And if you see my router will help to find if you want to add this one. Let's say you want to add this, and you want to go back. In the mobile case, looks it is freezed. Let me remove something and run this. Okay, let me resize to mobile size. Now, so this is what it is. Now I click on this one. I go here. So these are all. I click on here. Okay, I can go back. Actually, back button is not there. So those are all you can specify here. My nav back. What to do when I click on the back button? So I am going to the previous page. Previous hatch. Okay, window.history.go -1 means it will go to the previous page. Okay, and so on, so on. Then you are handling something back without hash. So if you don't want to use the hash value, so if you look at here, I am using the hash value. Remember this, every page will have the ID. That every page will have the ID, and it internally have the hash values. So if you want to go back and all, you can use hash values, or you can use normal mechanism. Normal mechanism means what? So go back, split tab dot to go something. You have back, next, to and all, right? We already seen the methods. Those methods also you can use. If you want to go back and all. Okay, now come back to here. So there is a master. So it will go here. So in the master, what are we having? So we are trying to display the details. So item is product. Okay, fine. What are the values? Yeah. If you look at here, type. Okay. So let me make it as bigger one. Go back, type. Then what else we are displaying? Device item type. That's nothing but what? Milk, bread, all these things. Okay. Then you are displaying the price. So for the price, you are displaying the currency also. And if you look at here, so you have the price. Then when you are displaying the price, you call this one util.formatter.currency value. So currency value is what method? So it will go here. This method will be called. This method will convert your data into 2 decimal format after the dot. That's what the meaning. So therefore, now come back to the master. In the master, you are not doing much. So you are trying to display the item type That's nothing but bread, milk, all these things. Then followed by the price, title, and price with currency, and so on, so on. So currency is what? USD. Look at here. Unit is USD. And once you click on this one, you are going to the detail page. So therefore, on press, you are calling the on select method. You are calling on select method. So this on select method will be there in where? In the controller. So let's go to the controller. So master view controller. Go here. So in the unit, that's fine. In the rooted details, on select. Look at here, on select. There is a method called on select. On select, what I am doing? I am saying show details. Which details? The line item. So the line item details is nothing but this one. Okay. So that's how you can handle the events. And if you look at here, on select, I am calling another method called show details. Show details with what? With a selected item. Let's say I selected this one. That item I take and pass it to this one. Show details. It will come here. In the show details, what we are doing? In the show details, what we are doing? If you look at in the show details, so this dot my router. So it will go to the router. Router nav2. So here there is a function called nav2. Look at here. Nav. So it was up. So here is it. Nav2. So I am calling this function. And what are we trying to do here? We are trying to navigate to, where is that? Yeah. Go here. We are trying to navigate to the products. Master. And we are trying to navigate to suppliers. Look at here. We are trying to navigate to from product to supplier. Okay. Tell me what you want. Just listen what I am saying. Okay. Okay. So we are trying to navigate to the supplier. So that's what we see here. So the default one, once I click on this one, by default I am going to the supplier. By default I am going to the supplier. Okay, so that's how it works. Now go to the master detail. Go and get it. Okay, so that's how you can construct the master detail, master page. Now coming back to the details. Go to the details. Mobile view, you are getting something here. That's because of this show now button. Show now button of type device, iPhone or whatever it may be. That gives all the options. That gives all the options. Fine. Now let me enlarge this. Now look at here. So object header. So this is what you are just displaying the price, all these things. Let me go back here. This is what did I open? Okay, detail view, right? Okay, fine. So you are trying to call the formatters. If there is any formatter and all, then you will be calling something called this is what discount page. Look at here. So this is what it is. Product name. Add the discount. Okay. So this should not be discount page. Let's go to here. Look at here. So there is a supplier. Look at the supplier. Here is the supplier. Key is the supplier. Inside that, what are you trying to display? You are displaying an icon. Supplier, then followed by icon. Then there is one more thing called a category. Then that is the icon. So look at here. Supplier is having the icon. That is what icon bar we have taken. Inside the icon bar, you are displaying supplier and category. So therefore, supplier and category. and these are the icons you are trying to use. These are the icons you are trying to use. And look at here. Once I click on the supplier, I am getting the results. Once I click on the category, I am getting the results. As I said, supplier results is available somewhere else. It is not coming from here. If you look at here, it's not coming from here. If I click on the supplier, I'm not getting the results. If I'm clicking on the category, I'm not getting the results. Where are we getting? So on click, I am calling the what is that? Fragment called a supplier address form. Look at here. So once I click on this, I am calling supplier address form. That's a fragment. This will be called. This will give these results. That means what? I developed a supplier fragment, I developed a category fragment, and I am trying to integrate the supplier fragment and the category fragment inside the detail view. So that's the fragments. Now if someone wants to use it, you can use it, they can use it. So therefore, what is a fragment? A fragment is a small piece of code. A fragment is a small piece of code. Okay, so look at here. From the here, where is that? Details page, detail view. From the detail view, I just displayed a label called supplier and I displayed the icon. Once I click on this, I need to call the fragment. So, which is the fragment? Supplier address form fragment. So, it will go here. Now, let's see if this particular fragment is giving the information whatever I want. So, what it is required? So, it requires name, street, all these things. Look at here. Okay, name, address. These are all like name, address, street, it is giving. Content, these are the span, how many columns you want, all these things. Name, street, city, zip code, country. All these things are coming from there. And how to use the JSON data we already seen. So these are all the data coming from the JSON or internalization. If at all you are using something else, it will come there. So if you look at here, label. What is the label? Internalization, supplier, address, street. Look at here, this should be there in the properties file. So if anyone missed internalization, all these things, okay. So if you look at here, in this place, you will be getting a street. That's what we use here. In this place, we will be getting the street. And if you see street, the corresponding value is what? Look at here, street. The corresponding value is what? GE something. Sorry, NE228 something. So that's coming from where? From the address street. From where? From the JSON. So which JSON is this? Supplier JSON. Go to the supplier JSON. And this supplier is for which product? Soda. Let's search for the soda. Or you can also see, let's open this one. Soda. Yeah, soda. And inside the soda, you have something called the supplier. That supplier is having the data. So what we need right now? Street, right? Supplier. Yeah, look at here. So this is what the supplier is. So actually this is there is only 2 data items. That's what it is coming like this. So yeah, if you look at here, yeah, here itself it is there. Okay, so address street is the value which you can see here. Address street is the value. So this is coming from where? From the supplier JSON. Where is the supplier JSON? This is the supplier JSON. So what is the street? This is the street. This street is available inside the address. Look at here, address, then street. That's why you see that results here. If you take it into the what is that? Online JSON editor, you will understand more. Take the online JSON editor. Online JSON editor. So once you start practicing, you can remember all these things. Click on this one. So paste that and parse it. Look at here. This one under address you have street. That's why you are specifying here. You are specifying here address class street. These are already I explained when we were talking about the what is that? OData models, or when we were talking about the models. If you look at even in the book also, we have seen how to use those properties, all these things. Yeah, look at here. Yeah, this is what it is. Let's say you have a JSON. If you want to use it, how to use. If you have a XML, if you want to use it, how to use. All these things are already explained. All these things are already explained. So that's how you are getting the data from for the suppliers. Now look at this one. Go to the details view. Now how are we getting the details of the categories? Look at this one. I click on the category. Once I click on the category, what is happening? In the details view, there is a category and the icon is this one, and once they click on it, I am calling category fragment. So where is the category fragment? Go to the category fragment. I am in the category fragment. In the category fragment, what are all the things you need? You need a label, that's title, ID and name. ID and name. Look at this, whether it is giving or not. So I am getting ID and name. I am getting ID and name. So ID, if you look at here, go back to the results. Yeah. So if you look at here, name is coming from where? From here. If you look at here, I am using the internalization. It will go to here, pick from the properties file, which is the properties file. No, I copied something wrong. Let's see this. Sorry, not this one. Supplier.json. No. Resource bundle. Here is the detail view. Let me close some of the steps. Okay. Master view right now is not required. Let me open the detail view. Yeah, I am in a detail view. From the detail view, we are going to the fragment. So what is the fragment name? Category info. In the category info, if you look at here, we are displaying majorly two things. What are the two things? ID and name. But if you see here, there is no ID. So therefore, ID is coming from category info ID. Take this and look at it here, whether that is there or not. It should be there. So it's there. So ID. So the corresponding value is picked and displayed here. Now, if you look at the value again it is a 0 because maybe that is having 0. Go to the fragment. Value is coming from where? ID. So ID of which ID? Categories ID. Go here and take this one. Okay. Put it in here. Parse it. So look at here. The first one is having ID 0. That's why you are getting 0. Next one is 1. Next one is 2, and so on, so on, so. That's about the detail page. That's how the detail page works. Now, there is something called add. So, where are we having that? It is there in the master page. Go to the master page. Go to the master view. And there should be some icon called add. Look at here. So, in the toolbar, there is a button called this one, add. Because of this, you are getting that add button. Look at here. Because of here, add button. This add button is coming because of this. If I remove this one, you will not get. Look at here. Okay, that's fine. If I remove that one, you will not get it. Okay. So this add button is coming from here, and if you look at here, there is a icon. That icon is coming from the SAP. I have taken from the SAP. Fine. Now tooltip. It is having the tooltip. add a new product. Look at here, add a new product. That is coming from what? From the resource file. You can go and very well check all these things. I don't want to spend too much of time on this. You can very well get it from the resource file. So you can also directly maintain there. If you are maintaining directly there, that is not a best practice. That's it. Now, once I click on this one, I am calling this form, add form. So now let's see where is the logic. Go to the master view, on press, I am calling the add product. Now let's see whether add product method is there here or not. Add product method. Look at here, add product method. When you click on the add, I am calling a function, and so in the function, I am trying to navigate to the view called add view, add product view. Where is the add product view? This is the add product view. It will go here. It will go here. Now, what are all the things available? Product name, description, blah, blah, blah. Now you are creating a UI. So what is the UI consist of? Again, all these are coming from internalization, basic title, product name, okay, description, all these things. Then there is a date field, because the next one is date field. Then price. After the date field, there is a price. Okay, then there is a label called discount. Then you have rate indicator. Then you can also do all these things. These are just labels, all these things, blah, blah, blah. And you are going to display something, categories, suppliers, all these things. These are just like labels, UI creation. Now, by this time, you should be good with the UI creation. This is a drop down. Supplier is a drop down. If you look at here, that's why if you look at here, this is a drop down, supplier. Okay, so select something from the supplier, and so on, so on, so. At the end, in the footer, you have something called save and cancel. You will be entering all these things, blah, blah, blah. And the footer, you have two buttons called save and cancel. So those are available here, save and cancel. Once you click on the save, there is a save method is called on save. Now go here, controller. Let's see on save method is there or not. So there is a on save. So what you will be doing? You will be collecting all the information, whatever entered in the view. You will be collecting all the information, and you will be saving it. So it's a product, right? Add product. So you will be saving the record. If you look at here, let's look at the high level code. So you are getting the model. So model of this and all. So alert. This is nothing. So it's going to display some alert. Now, if you see, the main logic is here. Getview.odata.read. So you are reading entire product information, whatever entered. Once you read, you are doing, this is a gateway service logic, because you need to understand the service. See, you are trying to add the product, right? If you try to add the product, you are sending the data to them. That means that service should understand. Their add operation should understand. That's why whenever they write the add operation, they will specify you need to pass the data in this format. Okay, just try to understand. I am entering something. I click on this one, select some date. I entered some price, discount. Discount is, let's say, 200 something, or discount date is some other date. So these are all fine. I click on save. Try to observe, please. I click on save. And look at this, what are all the parameters sent. Okay, go to the console or go to the network. Maybe let's do one more add so that we'll see, because it's not recorded. I'm adding one more add record. Select this, click OK, give some price, select some rating. I don't want anything. Click on save. What happened? There is no network. Oh, it is saved locally. That is the problem. It's saved locally. So we are not saving the permanent because the reason is they did not give that option. Okay. So if you look at here, you need to specify URL parameters. That's what I'm trying to say. At the end, you will be passing all the data as a query parameters. So you will be doing sorting, that, this and all. On success proxy, you are calling this save product method. Save product method will be there somewhere else. Save product. Look at this. Save product is the method here. So what it is doing? It is getting the model, all these things, and it is getting the name entered, description entered, all this is entered information it is getting. Once it is getting, okay, send the data to. So this is what the way to create. So you are creating a new record, right? If you look at here, these are the products. You are creating a new record. If you want to create a new record, OData.create is a method. So previously, get the data, set the data, like that we were using. So create product, and you are going to pass all the information, whatever they are expecting. So they are expecting something called product master, that, this and all, supplier, so on so on so. So this is the way to create or insert the record. That way it will go and insert the record. And remember this, right now this operation is not doing in the server, it is doing the locally. The best example is, if I go and hit one more time, I will not find one. One I added, right? See, I don't see one. Because of the reason is, we are not able to insert successfully in their server. But on code level, this is what the maximum explanation. Okay. Now, let's see some more steps on that. That is how it is working. That is how you need to write the logic. That is how you need to create OData model.create. And you need to pass the parameters, you need to pass the data, and so on, so on. Now come back to the component.js. In the component.js, we have seen how to go to the app view, my router, that, this and all. Now in the bottom, we have some more logics. So there is a init. When init is initialized, what are you are doing? That's what I am trying to say. From the component.js, you are going to create models. That's what we are doing. On the initialization, we are creating the models. SAP dot. So actually, this is not. This is empty. This should be like this. Module path. You are getting the module path. You are getting the resource path. That means where the resources are available. So here are the resources are available. Okay, and so on, so on, so. And if at all you are not getting the response, that means what? If you look at here, this is what I'm doing here. Even in my outcome also, I'm saying respond on true. So if I am not giving this, this is not working. Because of the reason is the server, whatever they develop, look at here, I'm not getting the response. So if I am passing the response, so that means what I am saying, start the mark server. So if I am passing that parameter, it is starting a server called mark server. From there, it is getting the data. That's what. If you see here, if I pass that parameter, okay, question mark, respond on. When I say respond on, it is starting a separate server. From there, it is getting the data. From there, it is getting the data. And if data is not coming, then it is going to swap. Mark data is not found, or some message post it will show. Look at here. So I click on this one. So right now data is, look at this one. Did you notice the message toast? So look at this one, message toast. Look at here, running the demo mode with the mark data. So therefore it is running with the mark data. So I mean, basically we are trying to use their services. If we are trying to use their services, which we are not authorized, We need to bound these rules, their rules. So that's what they are trying to say. If at all you are not getting the data, please try to access this way. Then we are trying to access that way. We don't have other way. Then there is some more piece of code here. This is what the important. You need to pay attention here. There is some more piece of code. Okay, so you need to pay attention here. We developed this one, right? Where are all this needs to work? Do I need to work? Do I need to make this work in the iPhone? Do I need to make this work in the Windows? Do I need to make work in the Android? You need to specify. Where you will be specifying? You will be specifying here. Set device model. Set device model. Now you are specifying the device model. Is it a touch? That means touch screens. That means it is going to support the touch screens. Or is it going to be a phone? Is it going to be a what is that? It's not a phone. Is it not a phone? Like that. You need to specify the device models. Device models. Touch phone, not touch phone, just a phone. It's not a phone. It's not a phone means desktop. Like that you can specify the device models. Like that you can specify the device models and use the device models when you are rendering. Use the device models when you are rendering, so that when you resize it, you will get this kind of look and feel. So basically you are trying to specify what kind of device models you are going to use. Are you going to use touch screens? Are you not going the touch screen but a smartphone? See, touch screen with a smartphone. Phone without touch screen. We have phones with touch screen without touch. And without touch and without phone. That means desktop. Like that you need to specify the models. And these will help you to recognize where you hit the application. Let's say right now I hit the application from the desktop. Take the same URL and hit it in the mobile. It will show like this. That means that behavior is identified from here. That behavior is identified from here. Set the model type, all these things. And use these model types to display the data when you are trying to render in the devices. Now come back to the architecture. That's what you see. Browser, component.js, models, app views. So app view contains what? Split app. That's what we have seen. Split app. Then router. From the router, you are trying to go to your respective pages. As a detail page, and I already told you your app view.xml will not have the controller, but other views will have the controllers. And remember that fragments will not have the controllers. I said fragment is a small amount of code. You can write whatever you want and you can reuse wherever you want. And if you look at your formatter, formatter.js is a common class or common file you can use wherever you want. In this situation, we are using in the detail view, master view, product view. So every view, that means detail view, master view, add view will have its own controller, but fragments will not have the controllers. Fragments is also XMLs. Fragments also XML views, but we will not have a controller for it. That's how overall architecture works. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll send this code. You need to read once, twice, 4 times. Minimum 4 times. Okay, so that is what I explained here. So if you look at here on a high level, I explained everything in the notes. Let's look at the notes once. So browser instantiate, a browser will go to the index.html. Index.html, what it will do, I explained already. Component.js. Component.js is similar, is a file which is available in the same location of index.html. Component has the metadata. That's what I shown you. Component has the metadata. Component has the metadata. Look at here. So this is the metadata. Component has the metadata. What that metadata will do? So this metadata specifies application level configuration and routing information. So that's the reason we are specifying the routing information. Okay. So once that is done, then what is the routing? So routing is a class. Router is a class which will help you to do the navigation. So that's where navigations are possible. Add page to detail view to the add and all possible there. Then we talk about the models. We have two types of models in this application. One is OData model and another one is resource model, and how those are activated, all these things we have seen. Then we have views, we have fragments. Every view will have its own controller. Fragment will not have any controller. How many fragments we have here? Two fragments. One is to get the supplier data, and another one is to get the categories data, and those two fragments we integrated in the details view. That's what it is. The explanation is. That's what the explanation is. Okay. So what is a master view? What is a detail view? We called about, and whenever there is an error, we are going to use not found view. So if you look at the not found view code, it will not have anything. So it is just displaying a some kind of error. Look at here, class. It is displaying a box. We will discuss fluxy boxes in coming days. So it is going to be a box. Inside the box, I am just displaying a message not found. So let's take this label and see what is the value for the not found text. What is the value for the not found text? So that means whenever some problem is there, you will be getting a message, the requested resource not found. You will be getting the message called the requested resource not found. That is the message you will be getting. Okay, so that's what the return here. Then add product we talked about. Okay, add product we talked about, and some other things, so formatters and all, CSS and all we talked about. That's the high level of these best practices. So on conclusion side, what are all we need to follow for the best practices? On conclusion side, what are all we need to follow the best practices side? Can you recollect once? Maybe Suprit, you have an example for it, right? You said in Amirpet, one of the trainer, you want to play that for some time? Suprit? In Amirpet, one of the trainer is teaching like this. Testing. What is the testing? Testing. Please call. Okay, we are defining the testing. Then students also talking, or students also tell, we are talking about the testing. Testing is the grade. Then students has to tell testing is the grade. So you want to play something, or you have some URL for that, Suprit? We can play for some time. I don't know how many people visited her. Suprit, is there?
No, I don't have it. Yeah, I'm there.
Maybe.
I don't have that right now.
So you said it is there in the Facebook somewhere else, right? Can you check?
Yeah, I'll try to check it. Yeah.
So that is a best practice even, because you guys are not studying at home, right? That is about testing, right? Oh, Sisi got it. Look at here. That's how fast is. So that is how we need to follow. Otherwise, you will not remember, right? Let's see. Even I did not see. People were telling about that one. Will not spend much time. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
So testing means we need patience. we need to think like an end user how
See,
this application will be
do you see the background, the behind? Students are also spelling that whatever trainer is saying.
used by the end user in all possible ways. We also should use it and test it. Are you getting my point? That is known as testing. Clear for everybody? So testing ante ento telusa? Using the application with a good patience in all the possible ways with different ideas in order to confirm whether the application is working according to the requirements or not, and also user friendly or not. That is known as testing.
Okay, so this is a good training, I think. Now you guys also need to remember that way. So the students is also telling whatever trainer is telling, that way at least you can remember something. Otherwise you guys are not studying and you will not remember anything. Okay, let's go ahead and repeat the steps whatever we discussed. We have seen how to develop the best application. So our best practices to develop the application. Then we have seen what is the application. So what is the application in terms of end user and in terms of developer. We have seen what are the different things needs to be available for the app. We have seen. Then we understood what is the meaning of products, what is the meaning of suppliers, categories, their relationships, all these things. Then we have seen the OData service for these products, suppliers and categories, and we have seen how to run different query parameters and so on, so. Then, so in to write the best practice application, you will be having index.html, or whenever you instantiate the app is going to call the web.xml, web.xml is going to call the index.html. Inside the index.html, you are having something called a cell. Inside the cell, you are going to instantiate the component container. That component container calls automatically the component.js. Your component.js can talk to the models and come to the router and talk to the app, root app. What is the root app here? SAP.m.app is the root app. What is the code inside the root app? It will not have anything. It's just going to have split app. Okay. So then we are having three kinds of views here: master view, detail view, and add view. All these views will have its own controllers. And we have an app. It will not have any controller because we don't need that. And so if you look at the product is having a detail piece is having two categories again, supplier and or two containers, suppliers and categories. I don't want to write the code everything there, so I am writing a fragments. Fragments are the small piece of code, small piece of reusable code. You can reuse wherever you want, and so we have written supplier fragment and category fragment, and those we use from the details page. And we also have utils where we just do some kind of formats, all these things. And we are having two types of models here: OData model and internalization model, and so on, so. Once we click on the save, we are creating a OData model.create method, and so on, so. Once you click on the save, blah blah blah, cancel, blah blah. And we also have a error page. If something is not loaded correctly, we can go for the error page. That's all about today. And remember this is a heavy application. From tomorrow onwards, we'll go and discuss in detail again. What is the fragment? How to write the fragments? How to write the components? Individual components. Like that, we'll split the components. We'll split the concepts and we'll discuss again. This is on high level. It's like a, what is that? Annual exam. Now, let's not go for the annual exam. Let's come to the unit test. So, unit test means again we need to study how to write the fragments, how to write the XML fragments, what is the use of XML fragments, how to use them, how to write the components, how to use the components. All these things we need to study again in detail. We'll study all those things from the Monday. Tomorrow, I'll not take the class. Okay, you guys can relax, or you guys can practice whatever I said till now. Again from Monday we can have the class, because tomorrow no class, because the reason is Venu is not able to join. Because of Venu I am cancelling.
No, I'm ready to join tomorrow.
You said you don't want, right?
Some unexpected circumstances happened, so I am ready to join tomorrow.
No problem, you can play.
I
Because
said on Sunday, and I said on Monday, not tomorrow.
Oh, you said on Monday?
Yeah, Monday morning.
I thought you are requesting on Sunday.
That means Sunday for us, it's Monday for you.
No, you said Sunday, so I thought my Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, so as you are requested, so I am just cancelling for tomorrow. If it is for Monday, I will not able to cancel because I already decided. Okay.
Okay.
So please at least read something by tomorrow. We have enough time so that we can start exploring the smaller concepts. And as I said, we can spend the entire next week on the concepts. See, the majority steps are covered now. Now we need to see different aspects of writing the programming. And we also need to see how to write the device specific programming. Like if I go for Android, I should get the, let's say I have a label, enter text. In the Android, I want to have in a blue color. In iPhone, I want to have in a red color. So we'll see all these things in next 1 week. After that, we'll start the Fiori kinds of applications. And we also need to discuss something on the web IDE. Yeah, we have good amount of time. Anyway, we are covering 1.5 hours, right, daily. So if you look at here, more on overall, we are getting more than 80 classes. Teaching more than 80 classes on UI5 is nothing but covering everything. You can count the number of working hours. So today almost 3.5 hours. Last week Saturday, Sunday 3.5 hours something, I don't know. I don't remember exactly. So we are spending good amount of time. So no worries. So tomorrow no class. Relax, study, whatever we discussed till now. We'll meet on Monday. Thank you. Bye.
You're going to share these programs, right now?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay.
So I'll add the missing document. I am writing the document now. That's the problem. So don't think that it is just on the fly. I'm spending. If I am coming to the class, if I am preparing, I'm writing this document means I'm spending a lot of amount of time. And even for the examples also, if you look at the inside, I'm writing all the text so that even though you open the document directly, you should be able to understand. Even though you are not having the document, you open the example, you should be able to understand.
Okay.
So definitely, I'm going to spend another 3-4 hours on this and complete the documentation, whatever I'm supposed to, and then I'll send by EOD. Anyway, it is night for you, right? You can sleep.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning, I'll make available all these things for you. You can practice however you want. Okay, thank you. Bye.